Cockermouth Woolfest 2019 took place on Saturday at Mitchell's Auction Mart, celebrating all things woolly.
It's very important people come from far and wide to Woolfest. This was the first of its kind, as you probably know, in the country. Still the best in my opinion. I travel up from the English Midlands to be here each year, and it is the greatest presentation of all that's good about hand spinning and fibre and wool and fabrics and so on, across a very wide spectrum.
The day includes a parade of animals led by the former president of the Rare Breed Survival Trust.
Well, the parade is to put the fibre-producing animals, and especially some fairly rare breeds, into the public view. A lot of people think sheep are just sheep. We have more than 65 native breeds of sheep in Great Britain, and we've got at least 20 of them here parading at Woolfest, which is probably a record for an event of this kind. And wool's been very undervalued down the years. Now, with this kind of focus, we're revaluing it and putting a proper premium on the best natural insulator, the most wonderful natural fibre that we can have, and it's getting pride of place. Fantastic shop window here in Cockermouth.
Most of the event is made up of various stall holders from across the country who sell and promote their woolen wares.
Everybody helps each other and teaches each other, and it's sort of sharing talents and skills. We set a different theme each year. The last theme was Cumbrian boundaries. This one is roots. She's been to an open garden and she's been inspired by the wool and the colours of the flower bed. So she's produced a strip of colours and then finally woven it into a husk. It's definitely important because otherwise you don't always know where to find people. Like I first was introduced by the guild. I went into a place that was doing weaving. And I said, I would really love to learn to weave and I'd love to learn to spin, and I don't know where to go. And so they directed me to my nearest guild, which was the Eden Valley. But if there wasn't places like this, you wouldn't necessarily know that where we are.
This year's event was an emotional one for the organisers, the Wool Clip, who set up a stall run by a local charity.
Very sadly last year, one of our founder members and a very, very special person, Pam Hall, passed away from cancer. Her last few weeks were spent in the hospice, the Eden Valley Hospice, and they looked after her wonderfully. And in fact, I did go and visit Pam just a few days before she died, and her words to me were, "We need to raise lots of money for this magnificent place."
Woolfest's location in an auction mart made it easy to decide how best money could be raised in Pam's memory.
Have the Eden Valley Hospice here with us, and have got a stand here. We've got a lovely display here of Pam's work to remind people of just how special she was, but also how special her work was. And we've asked visitors, Wool Clip members and stall holders to bring items to the event, which we're going to auction, and people have been so generous. And every penny raised through the auction is going to the hospice. We don't take a penny.
The auction was made up of donated items loosely themed around sheep and was conducted by the managing director of the Farm Network.
I was the managing director here of this auction company back in 2005 when we held the first ever Woolfest, and I'm back here for the first time in 10 years to run the charity auction, which is a great pleasure and an honour. Very shortly we've got about 30 items to auction that have been donated from a lot of the stall holders here today, and it's a chance for the audience to participate, bid, have a little bit of fun with me and raise some, hopefully some useful funds for local charity.
The auction raised over £1,600 for the hospice, with money from other sales and donations to musicians still to be confirmed. And the event itself proved that the crafters of Britain are indeed a rare breed. Kieran McFadgen, That's TV.